welcome to our event, The Power of Placemaking and Creativity for Community. Tonight's panel really celebrates the launch of George Place by ISPT. And every element of the George Place precinct has been really carefully considered to demonstrate a commitment to creativity, community and wellness.
How do we join the physical in order to join the people? How do we actually get all of that to join together but do it physically and try and break down all of the traditional barriers that a lobby is a formal space, that these are only spaces to enter and exit via. And the opening 800 people sort of turned a lobby inside out and said, actually this is a party hall, this is a gathering place. And tonight we're seeing that as a museum and a place for art to inspire. And the art is a reflection of humanness and creative spirit.
I think placemaking is designing for people at the heart, and I liked what you say, Mark, about inspiring people, and that's exactly what great placemaking does, like this incredible building. For a long time we've thought that the value of a building is tied up in the bricks and mortar, but in fact the value of a building is tied up in the people who reside, work or play in those buildings. In fact, a lot of traditional office buildings feel like a cemetery. You walk in, there's that coldness and there's no change to the space, which doesn't appeal to human nature. And so I think that continually changing nature of space is important in the way we design and curate the space. We've had a fantastic response to this space because of the way we're trying to use it in different ways. And I think as we continue to evolve into the space and reflect the people in the building, that we'll build that community of the space.
These works were sourced from a community in Papunya, which is 250 kilometres northwest of Alice Springs. So the works came from an art centre. And art centres are community-owned, non-for-profit organisations. They're scattered all over remote Australia. These buildings are about people, and that's exactly what this art is celebrating as well. It's about the people who made these works. It's about place. It's about the places that these paintings are from and the stories that are associated with those places. And I think in this context as well, it's to think about the fact that Aboriginal people have been here for 60,000 years already. And we're here now, and it's a continuation of that space and that place, and we can think about that as well.
As Mark said, this is all about people. It's not about anything else than people and perhaps enriching the human condition. And that's not an easy task. The space at ground level is one thing, but the building is a whole number of stories above this space. And high-rise buildings, particularly in cities, are the substance that creates the image of the city and the structure of the city. With architecture, you have to create a building that adds to the skyline that marks the place, that works for all the people that live inside it. We're blessed to have clients like ISPT that drive us to great lengths to create spaces and places that are memorable, timeless, and will add to the richness of the city.
The idea of community, I think, resonates very deeply at Atlassian. Our mission statement is to unleash the potential of every team, and we're very firm in our conviction that behind every individual achievement was a team behind it. The way we think about designing our office space is very much with that in mind, and how we design our workspaces is done by our wonderful workplace experience team that up until a few months ago was larger than our recruitment team, and I think that in itself means a lot. When I think about our space and building an ecosystem around us, around our product company, we have lots of open space. It's all open plan. We have one upstairs at the moment, opportunities for our competitors, our partners, and even our customers to share ideas and collaborate with us after hours even. And I think a building like this is very much a platform for that collaboration.
And what a lovely note to end on thinking about how at a very human level we create buildings and workspaces and places where people can bring their own authentic self into a space in order to be able to think differently around the world around us. And I hope that you've all been as inspired as I have by so many generous reflections offered by our panel this evening, and that we might all be inspired to think about the places that we're encountering every day and how we can take some inspiration in thinking about how we can draw different environmental influences to shape new ways of creating community and creativity through the built environment.